And we're back with another episode of the Lakers Fast Break podcast. It's Gerald Glassford coming right back at you here from Lakers Fast Break, Pop Culture Cosmos, where we cover the latest news and trends in pop culture each and every week, twice a week, wherever you get your podcasts. Melinda and I are going to be recording here in just a little bit after this show. Going to be recording that off air. And I'm going to upload that hopefully to YouTube and also upload it to radio stations around the world where we'll be talking about Emmy nominations, what's going on with the boys, and also her concerns for the future of Star Trek after the merger proposal last week. Plus, Netflix does it again. We'll go ahead and talk all that. Yes, we looked okay in the end. Yes, we did, Aussie, but there's still much work to be done. And it is Summer League, so we'll go ahead and talk about that on today's show. Also, as well, of course, Joe Soro hopefully is on his way. He texts me. I said, Joe, I gave you the link. Where you at, bro? He's like, don't worry about it. He didn't even finish his sentence on the text. Do you like that out there when people just don't finish their sentences when they text? Well, that's what I got from Joe. So hopefully he'll come on. He said he was still maybe doing that prep he was talking about, but he's also prepping, of course, as Alex9247 at LakersBall.com and, of course, Simblades with a Y.com. Yes, see, I'm just keeping my reservations on some good stuff as far as the Lakers, but yes, we'll go ahead and get into detail about that, but some good signs, some baby steps, and we'll see if the Lakers can go ahead and reap the benefits of some of those baby steps that were taken today. But also, as well, our good friends, the_legend350. We're going to be meeting up sometime soon to talk about what's going on in Summer League. Also, as well, of course, there he is. Going to go ahead and get him. I'll bring him in here. Just I got to change his name. There he is. There he is. Joe Soro of Simblades with a Y.com. Also, as well, of course, I said the Legend 350. Of course, our good friend Stone Hansen at report_court on Twitter, working hard as only he can, talking about all the rookies and all the prospects coming out there for the NBA. Also, of course, I'm going to go ahead and check out what we do each and every time out, working with the Lakerholics crew of Michael Heinrich, Jamie Sweet, and Laker Tom. Those guys are always at Lakerholics.com. But also, as well, of course, our good friends Lakers in 5, Empire Jeff TV, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! Intel is not in Vegas now, but he will be next month. Okay. Looking forward to your arrival next month. Off month for the NBA, the only rest month of the year, seemingly. Of course, also as well, of course, our good friends, Empire Jeff TV, Lakers in 5, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Yo! All those great channels, please support ours today with another like and subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up button if you like what we say. Go ahead, put all those fun comments in there, either during the show or after. And then, of course, please subscribe. I don't want to be like those other channels that actually has to go ahead and micromanage and see how many people are not subscribed and are subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please just consider subscribing to us to get the latest notifications when we go live on the air with the latest Lakers Fast Break podcast. We're almost at 1,800, so getting up there indeed. The Lakers Fast Break podcast. Well, the Lakers coming off that thrilling victory yesterday, 1-point victory for them, has a back-to-back at the Thomas and Mack. Ooh, I rhymed there. Against the Cleveland Cavaliers in fabulous Summer League action. But they did get Dalton Knecht back in the lineup, and it was a great pleasure to see him out there, indeed, showing more and more confidence and more ability out there on the offensive end. Defense, it's still an issue, but right now, offense, he seems to be getting a little bit better and a little bit better. Things are clicking in. 20 points for him, 7 rebounds. Looking pretty good there. Got even an assist. Looked good distributing the ball. Bronny James, the man of the hour, just because all the media attention always seems to focus on it. What did Bronny do? Well, started off the game pretty good and closed out with a couple clutch plays, including a three-pointer for the victory for the Lakers today, and that is, of course, a good victory indeed for the Lakers as they win 93-89. Bronny James with 13 points today. He hit another three-pointer. So on the year, he is 3 for 23. Also as well, Colin Castleton, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Another solid turnout for him. And Maxwell Lewis even got it to double digits with 12 points himself. And here today to discuss today's game that he saw on playback.tv/Lakers Fast Break. Good man indeed. It is, of course, the mastermind behind Simblades. Simblades4the Y.com. It is Joe Sorrell. And Joe, baby steps. Finally getting into the win column yesterday. Doing a back-to-back today. They do have one more game, I guess, in the round-robin tournament. They do have one on Saturday, I believe. So you will see them at least one more time. Your thoughts on the performance today, and if you like what you saw from Dalton Knecht?
Yeah, Dalton's been playing pretty consistently throughout Summer League. He's showing that he can make quick decisions. It's very encouraging. I think at some point, maybe next year, he might actually be someone that can be relied on in spurts. I don't know if he'll be relied on in the playoffs, but they certainly need it, and I'm hoping he works to that. I think that's if he does it, great. If he doesn't, it's still okay. It's just it's difficult to expect a rookie 17th overall pick to do much in his first year, but I've been pleasantly surprised and happy that he's been doing what he's been doing.
Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. The Lakers do win, of course, tonight, this evening, 93-89. It is Gerald Glassford along with Joe Sorrell. Joe, when you see Dalton Knecht perform on the offensive end, because there are still skeptics out there, and I'm going to go back and hit up Rodell and use his name quite a bit in this conversation because he has been pointing out some things about Dalton Knecht, and I do say on the defensive end, it's still very much a work in progress. But what do you like to see, or what do you like seeing about Dalton Knecht when he's out there and just feeling more comfortable on that offensive end?
He's quick to making decisions. Mm-hmm. The talent's going to be much different, obviously, in 6 months, but 4 months. But he's got all the tools to be an NBA regular. I liked his first couple threes that he made today. It looked like NBA positioning, NBA follow through, NBA result through the net. Those are the things that are telling us that this guy has what it takes. The only negative I guess I have with Dalton is he's not articulate in the interviews, so might need to work on that a little bit. But other than that, I like what he's done.
I think his defense still, he needs to greatly work on that. To at least, again, his defense will dictate how much time he gets out there, because if it's not at a passable level, that's going to be an issue. But I think he can get to the point if he really works hard at it, he can go ahead and get to the point where he can get sustained minutes in the league.
So am I going to say good things and you're still talking about the negative with this guy?
I'm still talking. Again, you have to point out.
So this guy can cure cancer, save the world, and you're still going to come back with
absolutely.
Well, his defense.
You look at one side of the ball only. That's why Rodell sends you.
How are you going to assess his defense playing in Summer League? That's not his job right now. His job is to get acclimated to.
So you don't care if he gets
NBA basketball, not sit there
not even
in a stance and ready to huff and puff like Marcus Smart. I mean, come on, give me a break here.
So when you don't care that he gets blown by G Leaguers or guys that are not even drafted.
Is he?
Yes.
He's getting blown by.
He is a matador on defense. It is quite apparent, and it has happened several times, Joe.
Okay.
And as someone who sees both sides of the ball, despite what Rodell says.
Maybe he can block a couple shots for you too while he's at it, or maybe
all you have to do is
he can guard two guys.
No.
Maybe he can guard everyone, and then maybe he'll be great.
You have ranted before about players staying in front of your man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have ranted about players not being able to stay in front of your man. So if Dalton gets blown by NBA players in the league, you're not going to say anything?
No.
Okay.
Just for you.
Great observation. No, it just shows that it's a great observation that you don't care about. That's up to you. I don't care. Doesn't bother me either which way.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, because I'm right and you're wrong. So it just shows when you don't look at both sides of the ball, yet you criticize Vando because he can't be anything on the offensive side of the ball.
I'm critical of Vando because he doesn't play.
Thank you, Intel. Truly.
Oh, Intel, that's good. That means the thing's back working?
Looks to be such, yes.
Nice. Good work, Intel.
Truly appreciate it, Intel. Toby Maguire got bit by a spider.
First of all, let me make this clear again for you, Gerald. This is Summer League. We're not going to go too high, too low, okay? Okay? We're not going to go too high and too low.
So what about Bronny?
I'm looking at some of the basics right now. I'm looking at why you drafted
defense is not part of the basics.
At Tennessee, his coach was actually very adamant about his team playing good defense. But did you draft Dalton Knecht to be a shutdown small forward, or did you get him so that he can actually be competent in an offensive scheme?
See, you're taking words out of context. I'm not asking him to be a shutdown. I'm asking him to play even at a passable level defensively so he can stay out on the floor. There are players who can hit the three right now that are looking for jobs because they can't defend at an NBA, even a passable level. Davis Bertans, Landry Shamet, those guys, once given big contracts because all they could do is shoot three, are no longer able to stay in the league because they can't do anything else.
You don't think those guys are going to get picked up at some point here?
Well, they haven't been yet. I'm sure they will at some point. But they're now out looking for jobs because they couldn't do anything else besides.
So a league that doesn't value defense anyways, all of a sudden now is valuing defense?
So you don't care if he's in there in a crunch moment and he's letting the guy.
I just want a player that can actually play ball and make a shot.
Well, is it one side of the ball, the defensive end as well?
Your bottom seven players aren't going to be able to do either or. So I'll take what I can get at this point. But if we're going to go and microscopically pick every little negative thing off every player,
it's just basics, man. You're trying to micromanage. You're taking words out of my mouth.
I'm trying to focus on what he was originally drafted to do. His talent is to score. His talent is to actually be coherent in an offensive setup, which he has shown in Summer League with this, minuscule talent that he has to go through. But he's got to start somewhere. He's starting, and then maybe a good defensive scheme, maybe AD backing him up might change that. But right now, I'm just happy that he actually made 2 shots tonight that I can't get out of my mind. It looked like an NBA player. He looked like an NBA shooter when he was making those shots. He had the confidence. He had the follow through. He had enough elevation in his shot. He was in perfect position. This is the stuff I'm looking at right now, not whether he's going to, try to play defense. His energy is towards what he's good at. And then maybe down the road, he'll play better team defense.
Maybe down the road.
Yeah. I'm talking about this year.
My hopes for this year is that he pans out as someone who could give us a big contribution sooner rather than later, possibly even, becoming a starter under the right conditions, possibly. So don't please take me out of context there, everyone.
Don't take.
Because you guys have him only listed as a 6th or a 7th.
I'm not. If Dalton Knecht is a starter this year, minus a injury or injuries, then the Lakers are probably in trouble.
Are you sure?
Yes.
So you don't think at all that he can progress to the point that he can be a starter on a decent team right now.
When was the last time we had a rookie starter in the league that was a massive contributor to a championship? It's been a while. I actually told you who it was, and then somebody brought in Derek Lively in one of our discussions online, and I'm sitting here like trying to scratch my head. Well, he didn't start. So what exactly are we talking about here?
Actually, a good portion of the season. Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, no, he didn't.
He started 0 games. And next time, don't try to correct something that I said that's correct. Not you. I'm talking about everybody. If he was that valuable, he would have started. Now, I'm not saying he wasn't valuable. I'm saying it wasn't that valuable.
I think he ended up playing more minutes than Gafford overall in the playoffs, but I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. All right. Again, I see him as more important to the Lakers sooner rather than later if their hopes for being competitive there, because again, the backcourt that we have now starting out there is just, it's not going to get it done. To me, it's just not going to get done. We've seen already 2 years of this and it hasn't gotten done. And I don't know how you guys out there can be satisfied that we continually find better options that are out there and be better. We would be better if Reeves was coming off the bench as your 6th man. So, but we'll see. But what about your Bronny? What about your guy Bronny there? Bronny, a little bit better game today. It looked a little bit more under control coming off. He obviously looked like he was a lot more confident today based off of his game yesterday. Hit another 3. Actually passed the ball pretty good to Dalton on a couple occasions. Didn't embarrass himself on D. There you go. 13 points.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts on Bronny James? That same sort of observation for Dalton doesn't seem to go towards Bronny, or I mean, again, yes, it is still against Summer League.
Totally different games, totally different body language, totally different skill set. And if you can't recognize that, then you're blind or dumb.
That is inappropriate, Pale Fox, and I'm gonna go ahead and ban you for that. So you keep on saying stuff like that, and you're gonna get thrown out. So, all right. And on that note, it is the Lakers fast break. So, hey, just because I proved Joe wrong, you guys got all you get your panties in a bunch every time.
What are you talking about? Prove me wrong.
So much on the show.
No, you don't.
And yes, I do.
No, you don't. You're delusional.
Yesterday with Dalton.
You are delusional.
I did today.
No,
you don't care about
prove anything wrong.
Side of the ball.
What did you prove?
I proved you wrong. Again.
I just told you. I'm trying to focus on the positives of what this guy's doing, and the first same retort is the same. Well, will he be able to stand on defense?
Will he be able to defend at a even level?
Will he be breathing oxygen in November? I don't know. All I'm trying to do is I'm trying to focus on what he was drafted to do.
He's a basketball player, is he not?
They're all basketball players.
So wasn't he drafted to play basketball?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. You got to know both sides of what his strengths and his weaknesses are.
Right. So Karl Anthony Towns was drafted first overall. Did he get drafted for his defense?
That was part of the game.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well, then, unfortunately, you're not obviously in that war room, so they must have talked about it at some point.
Well, I did watch him play at Kentucky.
Wow. So did the scouts, and they obviously evaluated.
And did they say, hey, does this guy shut everybody down?
I got you, Joe. You're just all burned and you're mad. So
no, I'm not mad. Why would I be mad?
Because I got you again. I got you yesterday on Dalton Knecht.
You couldn't catch a dead fly, man.
You know what? I caught it. I not only scooped it up, I got it, and I held it.
He banned him 7. He banned him because he got his defensive information wrong.
No, I got it right because you don't care about that side of the ball. I got you on Dalton Knecht yesterday.
You didn't get anything. That's all in your mind.
No, it's the truth, and it's out there on this. So
All right, I got my tequila was switched out. I'll be back.
So
I got a counter to that Intel. So hold on a minute.
oh, see, now they're negotiating. So again, it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. That's because this is the stuff where we get that he doesn't ignore. I send all these emails to him that complain that all he cares about is one particular thing because all he sees is one particular thing. And if you want the Lakers to be, are you still there? Is that you? All right. Hopefully Joe Soro will actually get it right this time. Again, that's inappropriate. He said it towards me. You guys start insulting me or Joe in a manner that I don't see as good, then you're no longer wanted on this channel. So it's that simple. I run the channel. I dictate what goes on this channel. So we'll leave it at that. Joe is doing something. He's getting something prepared. So Bronny had 2 solid nights in a row. It is against the talent that is out there, but you know what? He looked a little bit more comfortable offensively, 13 points. You got to give him credit for that. I'll give him a little bit more credit than Joe. We'll see if he can translate it to continuously. You know, can he take this? Like, let's, for instance, Saturday. Can he go ahead and play well on Saturday? We'll find out if that's the case. Not much. Just Joe's coming back. He's trying to get his drinks together or something. He keeps logging off. I don't know why. Dude, now you're like logging me out. What's going on, man?
What's with your internet?
My internet's perfect.
Yeah, sure.
I've got a full 5 bars.
Yeah.
I'm paying the extra money. I'm taken care of.
This isn't a cell phone.
I'm not on a cell phone. I'm on Cox Cable. Look at my bill now.
Roy, it'd take a lot more than Gerald Glassford to make me leave. I was out getting drinks because
that's why. But then he kept logging in and out. So he's not the most technically.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Your playback issues are not.
Yeah. All right. Intel, I need you to do a better deal than 4 shots in 12 minutes for $100. I need the money to go up higher.
What's up, Kurt? How you doing, my friend? Always good to have you here. The Lakers did win tonight. They did win 93-89. They still have one more game left on Saturday. Let me go ahead and get you the exact time for that, everyone out there. It is on Saturday in the round robin, I guess, tournament. What are you doing, man?
I didn't touch anything.
You keep on logging in, logging out. You lose your name.
I'm not logging anything out.
Well, then how can you keep going off the air?
I don't know. Tell me.
You're hitting buttons, man. That's you.
You're the one that pays. You're the one that pays the monthly bill on this, not me.
That's your internet has something to do with it, man.
My internet's fine.
Oh, mine. So's mine.
Mine's directly connected.
You keep hitting buttons, man. That's it.
That's probably write a message or move my chair and it stops.
Well, same thing with playback. Playback, you seem to be allergic to playback.
Playback can suck my dick.
There you go. See what I mean? Ace Nubian says the Lakers won 2 in a row. Everybody, it's a reason to celebrate. It's Summer League. Slow down, Ace Nubian. Slow down. It is what it is.
Slow down. They didn't play defense good enough.
Well, no, they won the game, Joe.
4
You're
shots.
asking us to give fair and honest evaluations, Joe. You're giving yours, and I'm giving mine.
Intel, where are you?
Intel was here. Bronny is actually doing something, JSJ. It's a positive. Let's take it as a positive. Let's take it as a positive. Let's take it as baby steps.
The Lakers are back.
Yes, I'm not going that far, but yes. They are going to play next game against the Chicago Bulls, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. By the way, it's on NBA TV. So there you go. He's in the Steelers shot glass.
Okay, what the hell's going on here?
You're doing something, man. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching Everything is all good to me. So
that's the best one you got there, Intel? 4 shots in 12 minutes? All right.
John says Bronny will become the backup point guard off the bench. His pick and roll. You guys are just crazy.
Yeah, sure.
You guys are okay. That's something Joe and I may disagree on the priorities as far as Dalton Knecht is concerned, because he did look impressive on the offensive end, but you guys are just still, yeah, he's a big Steeler fan. Yes, you guys are just on crack when you talk about.
No, just say he's going to be Rookie of the Year. Salute.
Yeah. You realize I talked to a sportsbook guy the other day, and you know who's number one as far as the most money being put on for Rookie of the Year? Zach Edey. You know who's number 2? Bronny James for Rookie of the Year here in Vegas. That is crazy. People just love throwing money away. They just absolutely love throwing the money away. Good God, if he plays any substantial minutes, he's going to get some token minutes because you got to go ahead and make, like Joe says, those hallmark moments with him and LeBron to get the whatever record of father-son playing on the same court, same time. You know that's going to happen. But realistically, guys, you realize this is against G League or even lower talent right now in the Summer League. He is going to play in the G League. He's going to play in the G League a lot. He's not going to play in the rotation for the Los Angeles Lakers this season. He may not ever be in the rotation for the Los Angeles Lakers. You guys got to come to grips with that. Stop thinking in dreams. Start thinking in reality. It's becoming concerning. Thank you, Intel Wild. I truly appreciate it again, as Joe is trying to take 4 shots in 12. Yeah. He is really selling it. I mean, look at the level of competition, guys. Please, when you see statements, I feel concerned for you guys. I'm not angry at you guys. You guys are being positive. I get that, and that's great. But I really get concerned for our audience because they start buying in, Joe. They start believing these things on Bronny. They'd start saying, hey, he scored against this guy headed for Europe. I think he's got, I think he's going to really do good now. He's scoring against a guy that's probably going to be in the Israeli league. That's great. His next stop, Bronny, is the All-Star game. These kind of things, Joe, I get concerned about Bronny. He had a better game today.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bronny James. He had a solid game today.
What about the Israelis?
You never listen to the thing I say anyways. I'm saying the level of competition.
They said no politics.
The Israeli League, Professional Basketball League.
Hey, Roy, I'm 6'3", not 6'5", and this is tequila. It's not going down smooth.
No, I don't think I can play in the G League. I don't think you can play in the G League. It is the next step below the NBA, but then you've got the European leagues and whatnot. Remember, that's what part of Summer League is all about. A lot of these guys won't get close to or sniff a chance at the NBA. Most of these guys are there and they're trying to get time because there are scouts there from leagues all around the world. The Australian Basketball League, Chinese Basketball League, European Basketball Leagues, all those leagues. Like the Israeli League that Patrick Beverley, Joe's favorite, joined up the other day. You realize, you heard that, right?
Could you stop talking about complete asshats on a Lakers show?
That's what I thought. I knew that burned you. Knew that would get you mad. Well, you don't have to worry about him. He's gone.
I can't chase it, Intel. Otherwise, I'll be called a pussy. So I got to suck it up.
Joe is 6'4", 6'5", 6'5".
6'3".
I'm 6'2". You were taller by 2 inches than me.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Okay. I'm serious. You had me by 2 inches. I'm a legit 6'2". So.
All right, number 4.
All right. I mean, Roy, if you see me, because you said you're in Vegas, if you ever see me here in person, I'm 6'2", so Joe is taller than me. He's like 2 inches taller.
That's a
he
good
goes
one there.
282. So
all right, cuatro.
Joe could go post up underneath.
Mm.
These guys.
Oh, that one is a bad one. Oh.
It's the same. It's the same bit for you guys are crazy. Thank you again, Intel Wild. You're the best, my friend. I hope you come in August, and I hope we get a chance to see you here. So just again, thank you again for your kindness. It is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do win. They're now 2-5. Yes, I am including the California Classic games. They're 2-5 in Summer League after the victory today. Colin Castleton, again, another source of Rodell's.
It is water, yes. Mexican water.
No, he's not 6'8", Intel. He's 6'4", 6'5". I think he's 6'5". He says 6'3".
I'm 6'3".
Okay, I'll give him 6'3".
Hey, you all can come to the house and see if it's water.
He's feeling it now, that's for sure. But yeah, when Rodell sends us an email in regards to Joe's fancy over Colin Castleton, he's providing some solid numbers. Is he dominating the Summer League in his second year? No, but he is giving some solid numbers. Maxwell Lewis, a little bit better game today, but he's not dominating Summer League. But yes, I understand Castleton's 25 years old and he's in his prime right now, Joe. Does that concern you at all? Because he's that old and he's only at at a level, maybe at a fringe player at best?
I think he's got a shot at being on a 12-man roster, but being a viable big, not yet. No, he's got to get bigger and he's got to get stronger because he does get manhandled by size and strength.
I know he has issues against, like we talked about the other day, like Boston's front line. Boston had their way with him on the front line, but when he's playing against teams with guys that are out there like maybe 6'8", 6'9" players, yeah, I can see he does much better against them. So yeah, I don't know. He's very iffy if he's going to make a solid place. I sure wish the team had kept like Jay Huff, because Jay Huff, I saw him earlier today against Orlando. I think he has a better shot, and he is 7-1. So,
yeah, we did, John. That was a good discussion, but we had to wait till Gerald left to have it. So we'll have another one later.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that so much. He's feeling it now. Well, don't have to worry about Beverly anymore, Darren, because he is in Israel playing for the Israeli Pro League. He just signed, so he is out of Joe's hair for this season, for sure. Hopefully, so yep. So the Lakers again 2-5 on the season. Their last game may again be coming up this Saturday against Chicago. Okay, Joe, you're all right. You with us?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. But when you see Maxwell Lewis, again, he is also a guaranteed player. Not giving you, again, you should be excited over him. He's in his second year. He should be developing faster, but it's just another one of the guys that, he's doing all right, doing okay, but nothing worth talking about right now, or nothing that you can count on.
I'm very happy that Summer League is done, because
almost done.
I feel like Groundhog's Day every day.
Well, that's what they want to hear.
And the second someone makes a basket, all of a sudden we're anointing them the greatest slice of bread that ever lived. And it's exhausting. I'm ready for the season, or I'm ready to discuss something relevant.
Such as?
Will this team start the season with this shitty roster? And will the United States mow everybody down in Paris?
If they shoot like they did yesterday, hell will it. Yep, they will.
What?
Hell yeah, they will.
Yeah, good. Are they going to get complacent, though?
That's always happens with them. They'll always have like
Right.
a third game where they like turn it over 20 times. They shoot like 25% from three, and they keep the other team in the game. They always have one of those games. Those are the games that piss me off.
I'm not invested in the international game as much, although I do want the United States to always win the gold. The only thing we can hope for here is that AD and LeBron don't overexert themselves in this run so that they can play healthy throughout the regular season for the Lakers.
Seven Grand has a really good question, and I compliment you on that, Seven Grand. Gerald and Joe, would you trade Knecht and Austin Reeves for Lauri Markkanen? I would. I wouldn't hesitate. If you want LeBron on a win now notice, that's a win now move.
So who replaces Austin? Christie?
Well, you've got a spot open.
Who?
You could go
Max
out and
Christie?
get someone. Try to get someone because you've got a spot you just created that's open now.
Who are you going to get?
I don't know. Yeah, we can't get Gary Trent Jr. That way.
Shamet?
You can get Shamet.
Put Chris. It's likely they'd put Max Christie in that starting lineup if that happened.
I mean, Lauri Markkanen is more a win now player than either Knecht or Austin Reeves.
But then you take away two wing players that actually can score and contribute at least some form of an offensive philosophy versus Markkanen, whom, yeah, he'll help AD, but then who scores at the wings?
You paid that money, like you said, that you hate on that contract. But Christie, maybe it is time.
You see Max Christie. Well, Lonnie Walker would be nice, but is Lonnie Walker a 30, 35-minute a game player? No. Is Max Christie a 30 to 35-minute a game player? No.
But you could sign him now.
It becomes a lateral move at that point.
THT. That's funny, James.
It becomes a lateral move at that point. There's too much. There's too much wing. You're in a guard wing culture of basketball in the NBA. If you give up your two wing players now, then you're probably going to be hurting.
Well, they would want the other two draft picks as well, so I'd probably have to say that's the case.
Well, I wouldn't be doing that.
They would, Danny.
That's enough
he would
talent.
want those
he would.
two plus.
If I tell him to go back to Boston or something, I wouldn't do that.
I thought that was a good question, Seven Grand. I thought it was a good question. She said D'Lo's still going to be there.
Yeah, but D'Lo's not a wing. Who's going to guard the elite wings in the NBA? Granted, these guys aren't the best guards, but are you going to put D'Lo on them? Are you going to put Rui on them? Are you going to put Markkanen on them?
Ace Nubian says the real trade question is whether Bronny is untouchable. For example, if Orlando says 1 first plus players, including Bronny, instead of 2 firsts, do the Lakers say no?
I can't wait till this nightmare is over.
I think he was going to say something like that.
It's going to take forever too.
I can't. Yeah, I knew you were going to say something like that. That's funny.
These are all clicks. This rookie of the year bullshit, all this. My phone went off on ESPN updates with Lakers win 2 in a row. Bronny this, Bronny that. This is all clickbait garbage.
It's for a guy who scored 12 and 13 points, respectively.
Just absolute garbage. And I'm ready for the regular season, but we have a long way to go. We have 3 months to talk about stuff like this, which we're going to have to get really creative.
There was a kid in Brooklyn today, that scored 33 points. Let me go ahead and bring up his name. Why aren't you guys, or if you're Brooklyn, you guys should be more excited about Jalen Wilson scoring 33 and 10 than Bronny scoring 13 and then 12 last night. I mean, the media makes it out like they try to equate it, Joe. They try to equate a 12-point game or a 13-point game by Bronny James to somebody else in the league scoring 30 or 40 points. It's the way that they're warping the way that this is done. If he was not named Bronny James, if he was named John Smith or something like that, you guys would be out there saying that why is this guy even out there? 13's the best he could do in a summer league game. Correct?
Yeah, but I think that's something that's already obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Another rehashed nepotism discussion that is useless.
Intel is bothered by the fact that both Prince and Trent Jr. signed for the minimum with the Bucks to go and be with Darvin Ham. That doesn't surprise me.
What's funny is looking at the Lakers roster. Let's look at that here real quick. And this is the last time I'm going to talk about this because it's already been said enough. So the Lakers have Bronny James, Maxwell Lewis, Cam Reddish, Jackson Hayes, Christian Wood, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Max Christie. That's 7. Which one of those guys is better than Taurean Prince?
I know who would Rodell say.
I don't care what Rodell says. I'm talking about reality.
Reality as of now, Prince did play as much as we were on him. I shouldn't have started all those games, but as much as we were on him, he did play more consistently over the course of the season, especially as a backup than Max Christie.
So you're saying he's better than Max Christie? Or any of those other 6?
As of last year, yeah.
Okay, good. So
was he more consistent as a backup than?
Is Gary Trent Jr. better than those 7?
Yes, even the Gary Trent Jr. in Toronto.
So even at the minimum, they couldn't get better players to come play for the Lakers.
Because they didn't have any spots, Joe.
Yeah. That's how badly managed this team is. So if you really, really need to know the intricacies of the bad GM decisions, you couldn't even sign minimum players that are better than the bottom 7 of your lineup.
Now, Kelly is right in a sense. He did have more opportunities.
So I want to know where this optimism comes from. I want to know where it comes from when more than half your team sucks ass and the people that are signing for the minimum are better players than those bottom 7.
But let me just finish what Callie said. He said he had many more opportunities than Christie. And yes, I will give you that. Both him and Reddish did. But whenever Christie was given a chance, he started, played a good game in Cleveland. He could not follow it up. He found his way out of the rotation. He kept finding his way out of the rotation whenever the Lakers decided to give him a chance because he was not consistent. Now, Rodell will come back at you. It's because of his age. And true, he is young. He's still only 21, I believe. So hopefully he can address that. And that's what the Lakers are believing in.
We made that mistake with THT, and I'm not going to make it again.
And I can't blame Joe for thinking that. But you've already committed to him.
Let me put this in perspective for you in numbers. To say that Max Christie didn't get a chance to play, first and foremost, he had 14 minutes per game for 67 games out of 82 games. And he averaged 4 points, 42% from the field, and hit only 35% from the three-point line. Not even 1 assist, barely any steals, and 2 rebounds. What exactly would have changed if he had gotten 20 minutes? Another point? Like, what exactly do you mean he didn't get enough of an opportunity? 67 games he played. Why didn't he play better? So I'm not buying this BS. And the Lakers are not in a position right now to develop. They need stars and players that are valuable to winning. This is not a developmental year. If it is, then they're even dumber than I'm saying they're dumb. Why are you developing players now when you need to be winning championships or contending for championships? Why do you still have LeBron James and Anthony Davis then if you're going to develop players? You think Anthony Davis is in a mood to hear about developing players?
Ace Nubian, you're right. People were angry at Prince because it was an outlet for.
I never understood the anger against Taurean Prince, by the way.
He wasn't. He just started. Ham.
I never understood it.
It was.
I never understood it. I don't understand the point. What was their other option? A one-legged Vanderbilt? A no-show at Gabe Vincent? What did you want Taurean Prince to do? Were you going to play Max Christie 35 minutes? Was that going to save the Lakers? Don't you think if Max Christie could do that, you don't think he would have been given the opportunity? This is basketball, folks. If you're that good, you're going to get the playing time you want. So what exactly is Taurean Prince's problem? Because the coach made him play? I never understood that all year last year. I really didn't. And then we just made an assessment. You let go of Taurean Prince, who's better than your bottom 7 players, and for the minimum. So what does that tell you about your business? You want to develop JHS? Is that you want to develop him now? Okay, good luck.
He was there on the sidelines, Joe, in street clothes.
Yeah, there was 15,000 people there in street clothes too. What does that mean? What does that mean?
Means he's going to be out for a while. Maybe he'll be back by training camp. So,
sure.
That's one lost season there and then of course again another season. I mean, I know somebody in the chat earlier talked about this guy's a project. This guy's a project. We've got a lot of projects.
We have a new, I think a new name I saw here. So is it Renea?
Oh, he said stop being so negative.
Stop being so negative. All right. I'm glad you said that. So let's talk about some positives. It's very, very few though. What is JJ Redick going to do for our boy Anthony Davis this year? Because that's what I want to know.
AD is looking good, my friend.
He's looking great. That's my guy. And I want to know what JJ Redick is going to do. I think that's a discussion we need to start looking into. Is JJ Redick going to finally be the coach that convinces LeBron James and anyone around that this team needs, because LeBron talks, but he never really executes what he talks. He's usually full of BS, and you all know that. Is this team truly going to let AD be the first option? Because if that's the case, then we're ready for an MVP campaign, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Okay, so by putting Anthony Davis in an MVP status, that means you're going to have to develop an offense that gets him easy baskets. You know what happens when you give a big easy baskets? He becomes even more enthusiastic on the defensive end. If you don't believe me, you can go ask Shaq. Shaq was a big proponent in that. So what is JJ Redick going to do to enhance Anthony Davis's MVP campaign here and hopefully Defensive Player of the Year campaign and get him easy baskets? Because I yet have seen a coach do this for Mr. Anthony Davis. Is JJ Redick the genius going to allow this, or is he going to continue to allow the same offense that every NBA team seems to have, which is pass, 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 shoot with 3 seconds left on the shot clock?
I think they should just, again, we've talked about this, running more action with him and LeBron at the top of the key. I'd love it when they, on those few occasions where they ran pick and rolls together, screener rolls, they ran actions with each other. They did not do that often enough. So maybe JJ will recognize that and utilize that more. I wish, he was there today at the game watching intently at what the Lakers were doing out there. So hopefully he can go ahead and be able to utilize that. And a guy like Dalton Knecht, like you said, utilize his strengths, run him off screens.
That only works if your shooters are making shots,
which I believe he can do.
I'm talking about everyone.
You have three.
If you want to run a pick and roll offense, is only as good as its outside shooting these days. If Stockton and Malone were playing in today's era, their pick and roll wouldn't be as famous as it is.
Okay.
I mean, they did have Jeff Hornacek. They did have Jeff Malone too, even back in the day, even like in the early 90s. But pick and roll is not going to work consistently game in and game out, especially when two of your pick and roll guys don't really shoot well from mid-range. So they're going to have to be, it's going to have to be a screen and roll to the basket type situation. But that's an easy fix if you don't have outside shooters hitting consistently.
Well, the Lakers do have 40%.
They're going to have to, they're going to have that going for them.
Actually, Kurt says, if you want to win now, would you trade a first for Wendell Carter?
Who?
Wendell Carter.
For 2 firsts?
For a first.
No. Hell no. I'm not trading any first unless it's a bona fide third star. Hell no.
All right. Got your answer there, Kurt. Brian says, D'Lo is elite at catch and shoot. Remember the Clipper game? So I agree with you. He is very good on the catch and shoot. I think he's very comfortable doing that. It's almost like I understand he has decent playmaking skills, which he proved to the Lakers. And then obviously as LeBron would be the second best playmaker on the team. But as an off-ball player, the catch and shoot, I think he does that really well too. It's another one of his strengths out there. And hopefully JJ can utilize that as well off the catch with LeBron driving. The thing is, having AD out at 3-point line, that's got to go. That's got to go. That can't happen. You cannot have AD shooting from the outside like that. We obviously see that he's not good at it. Make sure you accentuate what he does best.
Yeah, the first round picks are no longer going to be sent out.
You only have 2 of them. Yeah.
And it's we're talking 5 years and 7 years from now too. The Lakers don't want to be that team that gives up those picks at a time when they're bottom dwellers, which as long as Rob Pelinka and Jeannie are still running things, are very likely.
The only thing, Bloodhound, okay, I do like the fact that, and Joe has mentioned it, when there's a big playing alongside AD, it makes it so much easier for AD. But the problem is, Bloodhound and everybody else out there, and Joe, you mentioned this too, where would you put LeBron? Let's say you get a Wendell Carter. Well, let's say you get the miraculous deal of the century and you get Wendell Carter or a big, even if they can stretch the floor or not, to play along the side of AD that you need to give 25 to 35 minutes to. Where does LeBron play in all this? At the point? At small forward? Because having him do that at nearer 40 is not the wisest thing to do.
I don't think it matters whether he's 40 or 80. He's going to play the way he plays.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying you mentioned the other day that you would not have him. You don't think he can play small forward anymore.
No, because he can't guard small forwards.
Yeah.
If you think Austin Reeves is bad on defense or Knecht is bad, there's some truth there. But you also have LeBron playing 3 would be just as bad as well because he's not really giving any effort because he can't. It's too much. It's too energy zapping for him to do that.
Or guarding point guards running around screen.
Yeah, there's no chance of him ever guarding. Yeah, I mean he couldn't. He couldn't guard point guards even in his prime. That's not smart. Point guards are a little too fast for LeBron, no matter how athletic he is.
Yeah, I mean,
he could guard a good scoring guard. He can guard obviously the elite small forwards, but point guards are a little different beasts.
Last year he switched a lot on bigs. He found himself a lot of times matching himself up against 5s, just beyond a switch. So maybe that was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but again, when he's trying to save his energy for obviously one side of the ball much more than he is playing defense. You get those moments where he feels like he can turn the clock back and he gets in his position, he gets in his stance and can give you defense, but that's a very limited amount of time. And you people that are seeing him play now in Team USA, that's deceiving, Joe, because he's only playing 18, 19 minutes a game. He's not playing a full 30, 35 minutes a game over an 82 game schedule. This is 19 minutes a game,
LeBron could have played until his late 40s if they had just put the right guys around them, but
I agree.
Not, and he would have to make a choice on taking less money, which these guys don't want to do that.
Yeah, only Brunson does. So,
Mm-hmm.
But Brunson can make it all back if he wants to opt out early after 3 years. So that was a smart move, very smart move. So he looks good to New York, the fans, and in 3 years he can still get the bag. So,
or maybe he just wants to win.
Maybe he does. We'll see. We'll see it because Boston, Joe, that kind of money that they're spending there, we'll see how much it breaks the bank for them. We'll see how much they will enjoy.
The NBA is continuing the parity path, unfortunately, and I don't know what this. Unfortunately, once the box is open, it can't close it anymore. You can't go back in 3 years and say, "Oh man, we made a mistake trying to play this parity game. No one's watching the game." This doesn't look like there's any consequence for any of this stuff.
Intel Wild says that he would get a 7-footer to go alongside AD and play Bron at the 3.
Who?
Intel.
Yeah, no. Sorry. Not going to work. That's like putting Lamar Odom at the 3. It's not going to work.
It wasn't pretty when he did it. Mm-hmm. When he's playing power forward alongside Gasol, then that's a different story.
Yeah, we have to educate people sometimes, and a lot of the good education is past. History is good because it gives you relevant information from the past. And then also recent history also will tell you that this is not a good idea. If the Lakers thought that they could put LeBron at the 3, they would have done that by now. And then put Rui at the 4. But you can't because it's not a good decision. Not unless you want to lose. We've seen LeBron give up on defense at least 2 or 3 times a game, right?
Yeah.
So LeBron is an entitled person. The Lakers have been very clear that they're going to allow him to run the team, which they have, him and his cronies. And it's unlikely that he's ever going to change. This fantasy I'm telling you about with AD getting the ball better, that's not going to happen. JJ Redick doesn't have the nutsack to go and tell LeBron to sit down when he's not listening. He'll go cry to Ginny Buss, and get what he wants, like the baby he is.
So you don't see him buying into whatever JJ's dishing out for the first week or so, and then going, like, for instance, what we saw.
I'm waiting for the first
Darvin Ham.
No, Darvin Ham was.
Well, remember they bought into it for a game, and then
nothing's worse than Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham didn't know what the hell he was doing. JJ might know what he's doing, but is he going to be able to say what he wants without butt hurts? They did try to hire him, Ace. He didn't want to take a 3-year contract.
Offer. Yeah, they gave him a crappy offer, and he decided to bolt to the Clippers. It's on the. That's on. Of course, Rob.
Entitlement only works if it works. If it doesn't work, you're a schmuck. Stubbornness only works if you're right. If you're wrong, you're a schmuck. Does that make sense to everybody? If you're egotistical and a crazy person, yes, there's a lot of great players that have had that. But the difference is, are they creating results with that? So Kobe was known as a ball hog. He's a ball hog, right? That was his. Mm-hmm. How do you win 5 championships being a ball hog? Isn't he second all time in assists, in career assists for a shooting guard? sometimes people talk out of their ass and they don't even know what they're saying. They might as well just eat whatever they're pulling out of their ass because it doesn't do anybody any good.
Intel Wild says AD with McGee and with Dwight bad. How? I'm not disagreeing with you. It's just, where do you put LeBron? LeBron just, he's not going to go out and guard threes. He's just not going to do it. He's not going to run around screens. He's not going to stay out on the perimeter. I mean, AD is best with another big alongside him.
Wait, what did you say, Intel? AD with McGee
and Dwight is bad. How? Because he's trying to validate putting a big lineup out there.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about now to get those guys?
Well, probably a 7-footer at some point in time. Not
cool though. Yes, it would help to have a 7-foot center next to AD. The last time they did that, really, they won a championship. And it was a matchup thing. This is where Frank Vogel didn't get enough credit during that run. He used McGee to start the games. There was continuity there. And then he'd use Dwight in certain matchups during the playoff run. That worked. Mind you, but he wasn't used a lot in the Miami series.
And even though LeBron was the point guard, he was still – they found ways to go ahead and switch.
LeBron was the point guard, won an assist title that year, by the way. Yeah. And that was fine in 2020. But he can't do that now. That was 5 seasons ago. He can't do that anymore. If we had LeBron 2020 in 20 last year and this last playoff run, the Lakers would have beat Denver. But they don't have that guy. This guy can't finish games. He's playing too many minutes. There's too much stress. Can't do it. It's not going to work. He needs to be much more fresh. Otherwise, there's no chance. You remember Tim Duncan in 2014, folks? He played 29 minutes the entire season. People dubbed the 2014 Spurs the greatest functioning team in terms of their basketball fundamentals that anybody's ever seen. They took out a LeBron in his prime Miami team in the finals, and they didn't just beat him. They destroyed him. A lot of that had to do with the fact that Greg Popovich quite possibly might have had the greatest coaching season in NBA history. There's an argument. The 2014 Spurs were the greatest coached team. It's the best coached team I ever saw. No joke. He screwed up in 2013. Boy, did he come back with a vengeance the following year. And that had a lot to do with the fact that he absolutely slayed his rotations and his minutes being distributed. Absolutely freaking slayed it.
Okay. Again, the talk of Jalen Brunson seems to be very divisive. Some people say it's, not going to be able to get them to higher level. Others saying pretty damn good. That's up to you guys. It's up to the Knicks to see what they can do to outpace the Celtics. But Celtics are, I think, eventually that checkbook is really going to start getting to be a problem, especially because the owner's already selling a team because he saw that price tag and wants to get out. So,
Ace, the Suns and the Utah Jazz were supposed to have the best team in 93 and in 98 against the Bulls. They both had home court in that series.
They did.
So you can't sit there and say the Spurs were a better team and that's why they won. That doesn't mean anything. That the best teams in 93 and 98 were the Suns and the Utah Jazz. And at that time, the best player on the planet took them to school. LeBron in his prime shouldn't be losing those games. He should be losing those series.
Baby Milo says, bro, it's not 1985 anymore.
Did you just call me bro?
I think he did.
And when the hell did I talk about 1985?
I don't remember you mentioning it. You mentioned the 90s.
Yeah. What is this 1985 crap? And what does that have to do with my discussion?
I hope it does end well too, Ace Nubian, for Jalen Brunson, because again, the guy like that who's disrespected in Dallas, afterthought, wasn't even given a good contract offer by Dallas, goes to New York. Whether or not you say he plays defense or not, I'll leave that to Knicks fans and you guys out there. But again, it's a good story. I'll leave it at that. So $7,000 says Brunson is a fraud. Just your opinion. That's your opinion. I respect that.
You should take your name down to $6,000 for that one.
I mean, he played pretty damn well.
Seven with Wilding in the chat. I don't know, baby. We were wilding with that comment before.
Okay. Jalen Brunson want to hang out with the Villanova people. Yeah, the Villanova gang and all those Villanova players. Okay, I mean Joe talks about chemistry a lot, and obviously that will create a lot of chemistry. Will it translate to them getting at a higher level? I don't know if they have enough talent. Losing Hartenstein that's brutal. Because Robinson, as much as I like him as a player, Robinson doesn't stay healthy. Okay, that's up to Joe to answer that question.
Not really.
No.
Well, who really plays defense in the NBA anyways?
I guess so. And there's your point.
You're not really allowed to play defense in the NBA. It's just like the NFL. If you can play without fouling, sure. But I guess the Celtics played good defense in the finals. But is that saying much considering they were playing Kyrie, who quits in these kind of situations a lot when he's manhandled? Doncic was kind of got his numbers, but didn't really create any kind of next level offense for the team. Maybe the team isn't good enough, but why were they good enough before they played Boston? This is what I'm talking about. We anoint players as the greatest thing in the history of life 1 week, for a month, for a year, and then what is the point of that? Doncic and Kyrie, especially Kyrie, looked like he didn't even know how to play basketball for 5 games. I didn't even know he was playing in Game 5. That's how bad he was. This is after LeBron's ball gargling of Kyrie Irving on Twitter. It's just it's just stupid stuff like that just is such a waste of time.
And on that note, do you want to mention that the Lakers did win once again, 93-89. Dalton Knecht, 20 points, 7 rebounds. Bronny James, 13 points. Also as well, of course, Colin Castleton, another solid game for him as well. 12 points, 6 rebounds, and Maxwell Lewis, 12 points as well. So the Lakers are now 2-5 during the summer, and their next game is on Saturday against Chicago, 4 p.m. Pacific. It'll be on NBA TV. We'll see if we'll be here for that on playback. But Joe, again, great show. You had your differences with people out there, with me, but still, you're always providing that great analysis people have come to respect. I will give you your compliments for that. So, any last thoughts, my friend, before we head on out?
No.
Okay. Ace Nubia says, who you got, Olympic team or WNBA All-Stars?
Who do I got?
I don't understand the question, what context, but.
Well, the WNBA is an interesting scenario right now. Mm-hmm. Kind of goes back to my BS meter again. This is a league that is still being subsidized by the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to the WNBA people, when are you going to stand on your own 2 feet?
Getting closer. I could tell you here for Las Vegas, they are doing really well attendance-wise. As a franchise, they would probably be one of the few that could stand on its own, Joe. But you're right. Not as a league, still on its way up.
So I'm hearing that there are estimates of them losing $50 million next year. What is that? Where's that number come from?
Probably because they don't have a very good or very large TV contract.
Okay. So is it safe to say that the NBA subsidizes the WNBA for tax reasons?
Most likely. Maybe as a tax loss.
How can I take your league seriously if you're still being supported by another entity?
Good point.
I do enjoy watching Caitlin Clark play when I can watch her play.
I like Reese personally. Clark had much improved. She's cut down those turnovers. 19 assists the other night. Very impressive, Joe.
I'm trying to understand when does the losses start to finally take its toll? Will it?
I don't think so, Joe.
And can you really take your league seriously if you're still being supported by someone else? Because there was a time when you weren't good enough, your league folded.
Do you think the league will fold?
I don't think the NBA will let it.
I don't think they will.
I don't enjoy the games. It's not something still. I've tried. I really have. I don't see it. Maybe it would have been different if Gianna was playing because there is a special piece there because I want to see the Mamba continue. I think that's what it would be, but I don't see any kind of I still don't see any kind of game where I'm like, I got to see this game. I still haven't gotten to that point.
Ace Nubian says, keep up the good work, guys. Joe, don't worry about the critics. I wish Jeannie and Rob cared as much as you do. Night, guys, late on the East Coast. I think it's late for all of us here. So we're going to go ahead and head on out, but we'll try to see if we can do a show tomorrow, but definitely.
The critics are coming, folks. The critics are going to be coming much, much bigger as this thing gets bigger. Believe me.
We'll definitely be back on Saturday because we'll do at least a post game for you on Saturday. And then the Lakerholics hopefully will be this weekend. They haven't told me yet when they're going to be. So try to get that a shout out there. So the Lakerholics crew can be out there. And then also I've got an upcoming conversations with Brandon Reynolds, who covers the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're going to talk about off season and summer league. He asked to join us on the show. Looking forward to that on Monday. And also this weekend, look and see if I can get some time in with the Legend 350 as well, talking summer league. So yeah, still some good conversations on the way, and hopefully we can start in August, Joe, some team previews like we did last year. That was good. We got participation from people all around the world on that, talking about their teams that they had. So yeah, those were some really good conversations. And so we're going to try to keep people going through the August months, man. I know the August months will be the month of August will be slow, but we'll get through it.
Yeah, we'll make it entertaining. We'll talk about stuff.
Yep, Kurt first says they want Clark and Reese to be the next Magic Bird. Yeah, they are trying hard, Kurt. Yes, the media is trying hard to project those two out as the next Magic and Bird. So, yes, it is quite obvious. So, all right. It is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Sorrell along with me, Joe Glassford. Thanks again for watching, listening. Truly appreciate it. I think the Knicks are going to be okay. Yeah, I think we'll see how far they go. I wouldn't put them past Boston yet, but again, all it takes is an injury here, an injury there, and who knows? Somebody might have a chance. But it is, of course, the Lakers Fast Break. Joe Sorrell and I hopefully will be back tomorrow, but if not, we'll try to be back Saturday for a wrap-up after the Bulls game tomorrow, Saturday night. Looking forward to hearing from you. Looking forward to hearing from Joe and all of us right here, the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.